very small. And so I want to make sure that they're excited about this new product launch. And most of them are probably going to find out this information by a phone call from me or possibly their Applause magazine. I think as their independent sales director, it's really important for me to express my excitement about the line, the knowledge that I have about the line, and encourage them to get excited about it, to talk to their customer base about purchasing the current classic basic skincare products that they have on their shelf so that they can make room for the Botanical Effects products that are coming. I think that communication needs to come from me, and I need to express how excited I am so that that translates to them and they get excited about it too. Well, are you all excited about the new Botanical Effects skincare line? I know it's going to be a fabulous new addition to your skincare offerings. And I think you're going to be even more excited when you hear what Senior National Sales Director Pat Danforth and her daughter, future Executive Senior Sales Director Reagan Danforth, has stuff to say about it. Let's give them a big round of applause. Pat and Reagan, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. And I know you've got lots of great selling tips we'd love for you to share, so let's get started. Pat, as a national, you received an early sample of the Botanical Effects line. Tell me what you thought about it.
Well, I loved it, but I have to say, anyone that knows me knows that I am very resistant to change. If we still had our only cheek color as the blush rouge, I would still be happily using it. So I got out all of my products and I lined them up on the bathroom counter, and I methodically went through trying each formula for a few days. And they were all wonderful. Of course, I have my favorite for my skin type, but they really are wonderful products. I loved every one of them.
That's great. And Reagan, will you tell us how you're going to help your current Classic Basic customers make the switch?
Well, I'm really excited about this opportunity to call all of my Classic Basic customers and just schedule a time to get together with them for their New Year, New Look makeovers and tell them about some of the benefits of this new line that's coming out, and that I want to get their opinion. And I think it'll be really easy once they try the products to make the switch to the new line.
That's great. And what are you going to do in your skincare classes? Are you going to incorporate Botanical Effects?
I think at the beginning I'm really going to continue focusing on the Time-Wise Miracle Set, because I think they were talking a little bit earlier, I was backstage, but once you hit your 20s, it's really time to look at the anti-aging benefits if at all possible. And so in my skincare classes, I'm still going to focus on that, but at the individual consultation at the end, if it sounds like maybe that would be a better fit for her, then I'll be able to tell her about the 3 different formulas and why I think it might be a good thing for her to try, and she'll be able to purchase it, take it home, and then at her follow-up appointment, we'll know if we need to tweak anything. And also, that's a great time to remind her of our 100% satisfaction guarantee. And I love that because it gives them just a lot, it helps them to feel more comfortable with going home with the product and knowing that they're never going to be left with a American product that they don't absolutely love if we need to make any exchanges.
That's great. Will you talk to me a little bit about some of the tools that you're going to use to promote the Botanical Effects line?
Oh my goodness, have you guys noticed how many things we've already received from the company? We have our Applause magazine, and if you're like, what, I didn't get that yet, it's in the mail when you get home. We have received information at the expo, handouts at the expo. We got some information in our packets that we picked up. And if you haven't had a chance to look at the new beauty book, it actually references the other formulas. We have the Time-Wise, of course, as the focus. But on pages 8 and 9, I noticed that we have the Botanical Effects and the Velocity and the Formula 3 Classic line mentioned. So it just gives us a chance to just put in there that there are options if we need to discuss that for them.
That's great. And Pat, is that kind of what you did when we introduced Time-Wise? Did you stay with what you had, or did you make the switch in your classes?
In my classes, I made the switch to the Time-Wise because I felt that it might be a little confusing to cover 2, and now even more, different formulas of products. And so I stayed with the Time-Wise, except for people who really need an exception or were already using the Classic Basic and were happy with it.
That's great. And kind of my last question, what are you going to do? Are you, with multiple lines now, are you going to stay focused on Time-Wise for your current customers?
My time-wise customers, I think, will stay my time-wise customers. So unless they've given me any reason to think that we would want to look at the Botanical line, I am a tried and true time-wise fan. And I know I will personally continue using those products. So I'm not planning on introducing this to them unless they give me a reason to. And I also forgot to talk about the e-cards and the Facebook. There's a Facebook link that's going to be available to us for your fan pages. I just, this is not necessarily my thing. I'm getting better and better every day at becoming, taking more advantage of the tools that the company provides for us.
Well, I think you're right. Every day is a learning experience, and I hope that you all here learned a lot about Botanical Effect Skincare Regimen with a gentle price point and just the great ingredients, gentle for your skin. I hope that you're going to help your customers find their way to happy, healthy, beautiful skin. Pat and Reagan, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us this afternoon. Let's hear it again for Senior National Sales Director Pat Danforth